Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com in the fourth week of July 2024. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any newspaper in America and beyond. Actress Cheng Pei-Pei died July 17, 2024 in the San Francisco Bay Area. She died after a diagnosis with corticobasal degeneration at the age of 78. She became known as China's first female action star when she led the 1966 kung fu film Come Drink With Me. Cheng is also being remembered for starring in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon as the villain Jade Fox. Football player Abner Haynes died July 18, 2024 in Dallas at the age of 86. He was a legend of the Kansas City Chiefs and a member of the team's Hall of Fame who joined the team when they were still the Dallas Texans. Haynes is also being remembered for helping integrate college football in the Lone Star State when he played for North Texas State College in the 1950s. Actress Yvonne Furneaux died July 5, 2024 in Northampton, New Hampshire. She died of complications from a stroke at the age of 98. She was a star of European cinema, including Federico Fellini's classic La Dolce Vita. Furneaux is also being remembered for her starring role in the Hammer horror film The Mummy, alongside Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. Actor Whitney Rydbeck died July 15, 2024 in Chatsworth, California. He died of prostate cancer at the age of 79. He played one of the original crash test dummies in a classic 1980s public safety campaign. Rydbeck is also being remembered for roles in movies and TV shows like Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, MASH, and Star Trek The Next Generation. U.S. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee died July 19, 2024 in Houston. She died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 74. She represented Texas's 18th district in Congress for almost 30 years. Jackson Lee is being remembered for her work on behalf of human rights and racial justice. Actress Esta TerBlanche died July 19, 2024 in Los Angeles. She died of natural causes at the age of 51. She was a star of All My Children, playing Hungarian princess Gillian Andrassy in the 1990s. TerBlanche is also being remembered for starring in the soap opera Egoli, Place of Gold in her home country of South Africa. World leader Nguyen Phu Trong died July 19, 2024 after a period of illness at the age of 80. He was president of Vietnam from 2018 to 2021, as well as the longtime leader of the country's ruling party. Trong is being remembered for strengthening diplomatic ties with the U.S. He was the first Vietnamese party leader to visit America. Singer Evelyn Thomas died July 21, 2024 at the age of 70. She was best known for her 1984 dance club hit High Energy. Thomas is also being remembered for such songs as Weak Spot, Reflections, and Heartless. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Musician Jerry Miller died July 20, 2024 in Tacoma, Washington at the age of 81. He was a co-founder and the guitarist for Moby Grape, the 1960s rock band known for counterculture classics like Hey Grandma and 805. Miller is being remembered as a guitar great whose playing was admired by rock legends like Robert Plant and Eric Clapton. Singer Duke Fakir died July 22, 2024 in Detroit. He died of heart failure at the age of 88. He was the last surviving founding member of the Four Tops, one of the best-loved Motown groups of the 60s, 70s, and beyond. Fakir is being remembered for his vocals on hit songs like I Can't Help Myself, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch, and Reach Out I'll Be There. Singer and songwriter Jerry Fuller died July 18, 2024, at his home in Sherman Oaks, California. He died of complications from lung cancer at the age of 85. He was best known for the hit songs he wrote for other musicians like Ricky Nelson's Travelin Man and Young Girl for Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. He is also being remembered for his own recordings, like his rockabilly cover of Tennessee Waltz. Fuller was a U.S. Army veteran who served in the 1960s. Golfer Mark Carnevale died July 22, 2024, at the age of 64. He was named the PGA Tour's Rookie of the Year in 1992 after winning that year's Chattanooga Classic. Carnevale is also being remembered for his work as a sportscaster. He was a mainstay on SiriusXM PGA Tour radio. Singer Sandy Posey died July 20, 2024, at her home in Lebanon, Tennessee. She died of complications from dementia at the age of 80. She had 1960s pop hits like Born a Woman, Single Girl, and I Take It Back. Posey is also being remembered for her country music career in the 1970s, with singles including Bring Him Safely Home to Me and Born to Be With You. Musician Toumani Diabaté died July 19, 2024, in Bamako, Mali. He died of kidney failure at the age of 58. He was a master of the West African stringed instrument, the kora, creating Grammy Award-winning music with it. Diabaté is being remembered for collaborations with such artists as Bjork, Taj Mahal, the London Symphony Orchestra, and others. Writer Louis H. Lapham died July 23, 2024, in Rome at the age of 89. He was the longtime editor of Harpers Magazine, as well as the founder of Lapham's Quarterly. Lapham is also being remembered as the host of the PBS series America's Century. Musician John Mayall died July 22, 2024, at his home in California. He died after ongoing health issues at the age of 90. He was called the godfather of British blues for his vast influence on the 1960s blues revival as band leader of the Blues Breakers. He is being remembered for helping launch the careers of guitar greats like Eric Clapton, Peter Green of Fleetwood Mac, and Mick Taylor of the Rolling Stones. Mayall was a British Army veteran of the Korean War. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 7 years ago this week, singer Chester Bennington died at the age of 41. He was the frontman for Linkin Park, known for hits like In the End and One Step Closer. 12 years ago this week, actor Sherman Hemsley died at the age of 74. He was a sitcom star in All in the Family, The Jeffersons, Amen, and Dinosaurs. 13 years ago this week, singer and songwriter Amy Winehouse died at the age of 27. Her album, Back to Black, was a smash hit, featuring singles like Rehab and You Know I'm No Good. 40 years ago this week, singer and songwriter Big Mama Thornton died at the age of 57. She was a blues singer whose 1952 recording of Hound Dog was profoundly important to the development of rock and roll. 51 years ago this week, actor and martial artist Bruce Lee died at the age of 32. He helped bring martial arts and kung fu movies to the U.S. with classic films like Enter the Dragon and Fist of Fury. Musician and songwriter Chris Cornell was born 60 years ago this week. He died in May 2017 at the age of 52. As frontman for Soundgarden and Audioslave, he brought his powerful vocals to hits like Black Hole Sun and Like a Stone. Actress Natalie Wood was born 86 years ago this week. She died in November 1981 at the age of 43. Her many movies included West Side Story, Rebel Without a Cause, and Splendor in the Grass. Actress Diana Rigg was born 86 years ago this week. She died in September 2020 at the age of 82. She was known for her performances in TV's The Avengers, Game of Thrones, and many more. Actress Louise Fletcher was born 90 years ago this week. She died in September 2022 at the age of 88. She won an Academy Award for her performance as the cruel Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Actor Don Knotts was born 100 years ago this week. He died in February 2006 at the age of 81. He was a sitcom legend in The Andy Griffith Show and Three's Company, and he starred in movies like The Incredible Mr. Limpet and The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in Wisconsin have been lowered to honor the memory of Major General retired Gerald David Jerry Slack. Flags in Kentucky have been lowered to honor the memory of U.S. Air Force Technical Sergeant Andrew Hemseth. Flags in California have been lowered to honor the memory of California Department of Transportation Equipment Operator Alexander Rodish. Flags in Kansas have been lowered to honor the memory of former Speaker of the State House of Representatives Marvin William Barkis. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. You can also follow Legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.